Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back with another recording of Transistor. Let us continue. So we feel like we might be very close to the end. Or I feel like I might very well be close to the end. There is no we. I don't know why I say that so often. I guess I feel like my fans are sitting right next to me a lot of times. So we may have a short episode here. Or I may have a short episode here. I'm gonna keep on doing that, aren't I? But I think we'll be fine even if this is going to be the boss fight right here and we go through a credit sequence and then we'd be done. Oh yeah, we're following the proxy of Royce here and in this new area of Fairview Island. Alright. I don't have breach. So the proxy is protected and try that. Ready and go. Did not move fast enough.
Nice.
Try that.
There's the other one.
Hit this guy. So we started fighting these man versions of the process. And ever since we've done that, we've kind of stopped seeing all the other versions of the process. Can I hit both of these guys at the same time? No. So we'll just run this way. We're about to go to another level. I think 1 or 2 more levels will at least get us the maximum number of functions, if not full upgrade capabilities. I don't know if there's 1 or 2 levels left in this game, though.
I can grant half my life. Principled, persuasive man. Very persuasive. I'll miss him. He appreciated my work, supported my endeavors. Camelot was his idea. I was all for it. All for it at first. But then, well, I'd say the rest is history, but that's not quite the case.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and take off Purge because it's no good. And instead go back to Crash, which is what I prefer to have. And then I will put a corruption effect on Crash with Purge. Is this going to be in Bastion? When you had a split like this, it would usually just mean nothing and you'd merge right back together very quickly. Here, it almost, the only time we saw a split, it was two parts of a puzzle.
Hey, look.
Back door, stairways up. Let's quickly go into this and just see what we've got
Get the
new.
feeling we won't be coming back here for a while.
So we could do planning test 5, we could do stability test 3 of 3. We don't have any more of the performance tests, and we could do a speed test. So that's 5 of 7, and that's 3 of 3, and this is 5 of 6. I can't help but feel if I did all of those that it might give me everything. Let's mull a new idea.
That's just about enough for Royce's lectures back there. But if he says he can make the process go away, I guess we gotta hear him out.
No new creatures. So I don't see a real reason why I'd want to do any more of those though.
I believe is the transistor's true purpose, its true nature.
Wait, can you repeat that?
So it's
Something back here.
jokingly indicating that he explained what he thought the transistor was. So this one was the side mission. Let's check this OVC terminal.
Where I found it, where I found it, why? I found it on an arc, right around here, geographically speaking. Although geography was only one small factor, there was also the math. Awful lot of math involved. Wasn't entirely myself when I found it, you might say. Sometimes I think I didn't find it at all. More like the otherwise around. You understand? Maybe it was looking for someone like me.
Either way, now you're stuck with it. Other way now.
So I assume this is the side quest here.
This is something.
Or is this the side quest up here?
What do we got?
Ah, this is the side quest. Another terminal.
All the camera had as targets. And me.
Funny things about the transistor. Let's see. You can get in, but you can't get out. How about that? You can get in, but it's a one-way street, one-way road. It's like the country. You don't just go for a visit, you go for good.
These messages seem to point Royce as being a little bit crazier than he seems to be now.
What do they know anyway?
Now that was archive .03. We've missed archive .02 somewhere. We really don't need these appearing everywhere. if they're not gonna say anything. They can hang back. There we go. I have this whole feeling that the entire fights of these guys might very easily be solved by some kind of puzzle. Again, this whole fight mechanic feels like there is a way to learn a strategy or a way to learn some kind of puzzle. It's just, I don't think there really is a solution. It really feels too random and not controllable, you know? Wow, another man. There's 4 of them here on this level. Wish I could just recover my health, but they're recovering their health. This is ridiculous. And none of this will do any damage to anybody. Not a bit of damage to anybody. Let's see. Hit this. Come over here. That doesn't help. Hit that. I guess that doesn't help really either. There we go, finally. Kill one of these guys at least. When I pick up the cell, it doesn't. In no way does that protect me. There we go. There we go. backstab this guy. Hit him this way, hit him this way. He's still not dying. Die already. Super user to kill the hare.
There.
Hey, we went up a level.
Getting warmer.
So we are left with the two functions that we've seen before and passed over. Let's see, void, cripple targets, defense and attack, stacks 3 times. I will take that. I don't know, I guess I'll take that since I can't go back. And then we'll take this. One more level up.
Almost here. Almost here. You ready? Funny, I'm beginning to get a little nervous. So come on now. Come on.
And this is the way we came in. This big mess of an area. I don't understand the design here. It just makes it more difficult to do the fights. And doesn't seem to add a specific challenge, just in general struggle. So yeah, there could only be. It only makes sense that there's one more level up, and with one more level up, we will be given, I assume, the opportunity for 8 more memory? Either that or you have to play the game all the way through a second time. Increase the base down damage output. So if I were to remove this and make this a passive thing, that seems like that works pretty good. Although I probably need to use the life too. Is there something I could remove that I really wouldn't miss? I could take this off, I suppose, and we'll do this instead. That's too much memory. I'll have to take this off too. Interesting decisions having to be made. So we still are missing 3 more limiters. That's a little strange. As far as I think we are, I think we're right at the end of the game. I think in Bastion you would have had all of the limiters unlocked by quite early in the game. I think the comparisons to Bastion are going to keep on coming once we're at the end of this game, though, since it's all the same company that made it.
Everything around us, washing away. Must be the place. Hi, Royce. If you can hear me.
Welcome. Welcome. Come in. Come on. Inside my doesn't go back in its cradle, then why, you and I both, well, we just won't be anything anymore in a little while. You, me, and the rest of this town. So, please, don't let my work go to waste. I'm being reasonable.
So put
full disclosure here, which is, I am positively certain 100% that this will work, which is transistor plus cradle equals no more process. No funny business, okay? We'll just take it one thing at a time, one topic at a time. Look, if this was all just some kind of ruse on my part, I mean, how base? Why would I lead you all this way? I'll level with you. Yes, I would like it back. I'd very much, if you must know, but you know what? At this point, I would settle for not being wiped out of existence. I would happily settle for that.
I'm just standing here.
I'll wait. If you want me to wait, I'll wait. But the process, as you can see, patience isn't one of its virtues. Always busy. Busy.
These people are strange.
Whenever you're ready, which I hope is going to be soon, but I will say no more.
Let's see if he says any more. So I guess we should just follow it and fall for whatever trap is gonna happen here. Really? So transistor goes back to the base, it stops the process, and probably kills all the people inside the sword too. That would be my guess. Feel like we went in circles there. Nope, we didn't. This is barely even designed, level design. Just darkness and lights.
This is it then.
Cradle.
You know what you have to do.
Warning, connection lost.
What have we got to lose? It's why we're here.
So, my assumption is we could potentially turn around and leave right now.
Just get it over with.
Just get it over with. Really? Alright.
Look, no matter what happens, just... I love you. You know that, right? It's time. Bye for now. But I will see you again. I will see you again. I know you can hear me. I won't let you go. Stay with me. Stay with me.
Let's see. The good news. Well, the process, I think we got it. Contained it. So, the town is going to be alright. It's just, well, someone's going to have to rebuild. But we flew a little close to the flame there, so now we're here, not there. We're stuck. And unfortunately, the only way back that I'm aware of is, well, unpleasant.
Prepare yourself. So it seems like we're gonna stab each other with transistors here. Your final battle. Is this the thing we were going for? Let's see. Cripple its attacks and defenses. Put super user mode in, and let's see. Backstab abilities, and maybe make that there. Let's see. Raise our life points, I suppose. Make lingering destructive effects. Okay. And breach. And well, no, that's not gonna work. That one's not actually helpful on that one. We'll put it there. We have like one more. Or do I want to do something here? Put that there, and
Who gets to go first? How about
I can't help but feel that I'm dying here. Alright, let's try this now. Royce has 1,000. We hit this, he's weakened. We hit this, and that does 213, and we do that. And that puts him seems like there's people all in these containers. Quick. Here we go. Can we now just backstab? Do we want to do this, then backstab, and then backstab, and just backstab? I think that works fine. That leaves them at negative 713. It seems like it was a pretty easy fight. I kind of wonder though if in each one of these containers were people and we were supposed to free them. Maybe we freed them after the fight and we're not supposed to damage them? I don't know. Let's just play this as we think it should go. As a normal player would play it, they just try to beat Royce. Second chances. I'm about to die. The last void. Well, try super user on them then. Actually, yeah, it doesn't feel like I'm gonna do any damage to any of these guys.
You know, I truly thought how could the transistor be anything other than one of a kind. But I've been wrong about a lot of things here. I admit, all part of the job of having theories. Being right sometimes and also
Here we go. Is that how I want it to go? I guess that works fine. It would be rather annoying to sit here and watch other people do fights like this. This is fine for a boss fight, but for regular fights, this would be rather annoying to sit here and deal with all this. There we go. Super user, kill him. Hopefully this actually kills him this time. Breach is lost. Now Royce is invisible and I can't do anything. All these people look the same.
things are looking up. I beat you, I get my town. Get the transistor. But then I've often wondered what it's like in there. What it's really like. So, in a way, no matter what, I win.
I'm about to get my behind handed to me. The problem I'm having now is if I don't get a couple of super user modes, I've lost. Unless I can get one more super user mode. Yeah, there's like no dodge or anything right now. So if I do this, and then I have to do this. Yeah, and I'm about to lose again. Purge is lost. So the only thing left is this. Just doing ridiculous backstabs. So I need Super User to totally kick in. If it doesn't kick in really fast, this is not gonna work. One more hit. And he's... I can't hit him. So let's hope he can't hit me.
One more moment. Well, before I go, I ought to thank you. I guess I'll just take it from here. Paint the town. So, farewell. Goodbye. And so on.
So I screwed up. Now I gotta retry. Special ending.
Get this over with.
Alright. Crash. We need Crash. Super User. We need Super User. Backstab. I think. Breach. I say yes. Void. Why not? Let's see. That goes there. Lingering destructive effects. That goes there. And we'll put that there. Do some damage over time. Fast return recovery. Alright, I'll take that. And we have this, which will stick there. And I think that's fine. Honestly, any selection of any of these in any order should be acceptable, but if they aren't,
Who gets to go first? How about me? And go. Come on.
alright. So we want to crash him, we want to void him, we want to then hit him with that. Let's see. There we go, we got two in there. There we go. Backstab, backstab, backstab. Sit looks good to me. We'll just overkill a little bit too. Second chances 2. There we go, he can't attack. He doesn't seem to move in the middle of his attacks, he seems to only fire. Darn it! There we go. So breach is lost. Oh darn. Second chance is 1. There we go, that gets him really close now. Didn't move out of the way fast enough. I like the style here where you just have a little bit of control, not any realistic amount of control, but enough to feel like you're not just frozen in place. Second chance is 0. There we go. Go here, hit him, hit him. Why? Got it.
God, please don't be God, please don't. We got away. Red, we got away. Now you're here. And me. And that's it.
Block right access, come closer. Block right access, come closer. So, at the end of Bastion, there was definitely the thought that you could recreate the world after the calamity. Maybe we really will do it this time.
Look at this. This whole town. I guess it's yours now. A blank canvas. And you still have the brush. Better you than the Camerata.
Should point out that this is just an artistic style, and I could see cities actually designed to look like this and being pretty cool, particularly if you use some really nice pure white marble. And this over here is just a different artistic style which could actually get a little boring, or could be cool too. So I feel it's kind of weird. It's like, do you pick the human artistic style, or do you pick the more cubism artistic style that is the computer artistic style? I mean, it's pretty. Look, you have people reaching out for each other even.
So where do you want to start? Head back to your place in high-rise. Fit some gold walking. Junction jams. All the drunken joints in the canals. What are you thinking?
In a lot of ways, she hasn't improved on anything at all. All she's doing is bringing it back to the way she saw it before. No improvement. I'd improve the fact that these are 3 statues of the exact same size, shape, and orientation next to each other. Actually, 3 female statues, 3 male statues. That's pretty repetitive. So are we just gonna run now and set everything back? I would hope that we're gonna end the game pretty soon.
Hey,
Can I bring him back? I guess we can. Let's do it.
that's not me. Not it. I'm still with you, but I'm not getting out of here. Red. Hey. What are you doing? Wait. What are you doing? Red. Don't you do it. Don't you dare. Don't do this. Please. If you do this. Red, please don't. Wait. Red. No, Red, no.
Seconds march into the past. Moments pass, just like that. They're gone. The river always finds the sea, so helplessly, like you find me. We are paper boats floating on a stream. It would seem we'll never be apart. I will always find you, like it's written in the stars. You can run, but you can't hide.
Well, I'm not gonna sit here and just be silent over the music here. I in no way intended for that to happen at the ending. I don't know if there was a different ending, but that was just ridiculous. That I was given no indication whatsoever. Bastion at the end of it made it very clear. You push one button on one side, you do one thing. You push one button on the other side, you do a different thing. This is just insane that that would happen. We were given no indication. Nothing. There was no conversations whatsoever that she felt like she couldn't live in a world all by herself. And it kind of makes sense, but you needed to have explained all of that way before then. This is just weirdness. This is random suicide. Is all it is what it is. It is literally random suicide.
Hey.
Why'd I bother to beat Royce then? Why not let Royce win? We did let Royce win, and we had to retry. Was there a different ending? If we'd gone a little bit further, and I thought I was gonna bring him back. That totally makes sense. If you can rebuild buildings, why can't you rebuild people? Maybe I thought for a second there she was gonna sit next to him and stab him with the transistor to download it back. Never for a second did I think she was gonna stab herself. Just ridiculous. The bad guy should have suggested that in a more clear thing. It should have been suggested multiple times early on, and or we should have seen journal entries of Red somewhere, or Transistor, the sword, should have talked about how she was always needed to be around people. I mean, you kind of get the idea. Yeah, she's a singer. She probably is going to want to be around a lot of people, and being all by herself is kind of a terrible thought. And now we can either begin recursion or exit to shell, which I assume would be exit to the main menu. This will restart your story retaining your user level and functions. Process will respond in kind. Begin recursion. Which I don't even think that really is what recursion means. All you get is pretty art.
Hey, Red. We're not gonna get away with this, are we?
Is that a different voice?
Pull.
Kills today
There.
1.
Together again. Sort of.
And so Red is wearing his coat, assumedly. This is...
What a night. You're still in one piece. That's all that matters.
So, I haven't been saying it, but it needs to be said. This game is disappointing. Super short. The monster encounters and level designs are repetitive, not well thought out, and nothing worth sinking your teeth into. If you don't do any of the challenge things, the game is even more short. It is incredibly short if you skip all the sandbox challenges. And the comparisons to Bastion from Supergiant Games and this game is like night and day. There were more levels in Bastion, there were more square feet, I am almost certain, more different and varied enemy style. There's more different and varied weapons, because the fact is each weapon had like 2 styles of attacks, where each function in this only has one. I bet you can make more combinations between the different functions, but that never really felt anywhere as satisfying as making a combination of just an A button and a B button attack in Bastion. The story in Bastion is a billion times better. There's nothing here. We don't even fight the bad guys. I mean, they must have run out of budget in this game, totally. They must have completely had to rush this thing out. We didn't fight bosses that should have been in the game. Uh, the spine came back for a second time and then we didn't fight it. Very confusing. But that's probably just more evidence that, yes, again, we would have. They intended for more boss fights to be here. This whole setup of the functions feels like it should be a puzzle. There is a game that just recently came out. What is it called? I can't remember the name. It's like called Human Machine Project or Human Resource Management. Maybe that's the name of it. I don't. But it recently came out. It's from the creators of the World of Goo. So if you can search World of Goo and find out their creators, find out what new game they are. There's a game that is all about programming and actual functions, and in a very smart, intelligent, and fun way, they've put in puzzles to beat like 38 levels on that game. It Transistor would have been a lot better if every single encounter was a puzzle, that we could very easily see a way to defeat all the bad guys in one or two moves. But that's just not how this game is. You absolutely really can't play this game without using the turn function and its weird fighting style. I don't really think there's anything to this fighting style at all. It's kind of like RPGs. Sometimes you can lock in your moves in RPGs and then they play out based on a time bar, or they just play out according to turns. It feels a lot like that, but then I don't really like that attack style either. You can watch my series Child of Light and my series on the game The Child of Light and see how that also has a terrible fighting attack style that drove me crazy. Bastion was nothing like that. Bastion was just swing your hammer as much as you can press that A button. It was a fast-paced, fun, interesting experience. There are no collectibles in this game at all, as far as I can find. There's no collectibles. There's no currency. All you get is a set amount of XP for beating each encounter with enemies, and that set amount of XP seems to be hard coded to get you to a certain level. No real coincidence that by the time we'd beaten the game, we had almost everything unlocked. No coincidence there. There's no difficulty levels on this. Uh, Nothing as far as difficulty. So the game is just a game. If you find it too easy, too bad. If you find it too hard, too bad. The story is super disappointing. This whole thing is super disappointing. I've kept my mouth shut about it. I've gone through this whole series and been like, alright, let's just keep doing it. If this was a 10-hour game, maybe the 5 hours here could have been chopped up and put in between a lot better content. This isn't just like unplayable broken or anything. It's just a weird fight mechanic nobody asked for. A story that goes nowhere, means nothing, and is just insane. If the ending itself is proof of that. That was just ridiculous. If this was supposed to be some big romance thing, it didn't work at all because there's no interaction there. Uh, I remember in an earlier episode I said maybe this guy in the sword was a stalker. Very easily could have been, for all we knew, until the end cutscenes where they actually had Red talk to him and prove that they actually knew him. He could have just been a stalker ranting and talking about how he loved her. The fact that they took her voice just makes no sense. Uh, the the sword talking while you're playing, nothing like Bastion whatsoever. There was no real narration there. It was just commenting, just drivel, just talking for no reason. Uh, there was nothing to break us out of the standard gameplay mechanic in this game. The closest thing that was kind of unique was running around to two separate locations to open the firewall. And then there was the spine fight. Those are the most unique things in the entire game. Everything else is the exact same over and over and over again. And it's not long enough to get repetitive, but it still was completely repetitive. I, I, I don't know what. The art style is good. It seems like they had some art and they had the very basis of an idea, but then they just rushed out a game on top of all of that. This is not good. Uh, if I was going to give letter grades, which I've started saying, I'm not sure I'm always going to do this, but I don't see why I wouldn't give this an F for a game as just a failure of the game, because that is what it is. It is. It has failed to entertain me. It has failed to keep me enthralled for the surprisingly short length of the game. It's failed to educate me on anything, if it's supposed to educate me. It's failed to be fun, which would fall under entertainment. It's failed to have a good story. It's failed to have a good gameplay mechanic. The music sounds like it's fine, but you can't make a good soundtrack and then try to put a game on top of it and sell a soundtrack. Uh, just isn't going to work. That's not acceptable in my book. I, I don't even know. I don't even know what I would do to fix here. I would ditch the fighting system immediately and you'd just be swinging that sword. I ditched the stupid flourish that had no point in allowing you to press a button and do that. I would have you fight every single member of the Camerati. I would have them be the typical bad guys, because why not? Uh, there was nothing came about by them not being the typical bad guys. Uh, you can have them be super evil all the way up to the Royce, and then have Royce say, "Well, now I'll make a deal with you to save myself," and still go right to the same ending. That ending fight was all right. It makes sense to kind of balance it. If I was ditching the fight mechanic, which I would certainly do, I would then have it so we were just fighting a very powerful and fast boss, swinging the sword back and forth. All of those functions could certainly be upgrades to the sword. Uh, they could totally be upgrades. Uh, and that would just add like different styles of damage every time you swing it. So that concept of the functions is not inherently bad. It's just how they were implemented. Uh, I just can't see any game doing that and it actually working. If they were going to do something like that, I would say go for more of a cell phone style game. Have it so every square you step on, make it tile based, and every square you step on takes some of your energy, and you can easily see and plan out every move. That would work. That would get it down to the puzzle concept. I don't think that really does anything for this game as it stands, though, because, well, the problem is this game just doesn't stand on any of its own legs. This is very disappointing, and all it does is make me want to go play Bastion again. And I've already made a series for Bastion. I've already played Bastion twice through already. Bastion was so much better. So much better. Uh, this, there were major decisions at the end that were obvious. If there is a decision on Transistor, it's not obvious, so it might as well not exist. I will go online, I will see if there's some things I'm missing, but if I missed them, it's too bad, really, because we tried to play as thoroughly as possible in this game. We found no collectibles, we did nothing special. The most special, almost secret things we did is we ordered the pizza and we went into the bathroom. And that was it. And that's hardly uh, super interesting. Yeah, I don't know how they could make such a disappointing game. They should have just not come out with a game. Really, if Supergiant Games was gonna give us this, they might as well have just not given us anything. Make some DLC, make some more levels for Bastion instead. If they had taken all of these levels and these enemy bosses, which some of these enemies could easily have been put into Bastion, that would have totally worked. And Bastion 2, there's certainly room for a sequel if you can make a full-length sequel. And Bastion wasn't that long in the first place, so you could definitely make a sequel. I wish they had done that instead of this. This is just going to leave a bad taste in my mouth. I wish I had something nicer to say about it, but I really don't. I did not enjoy this, and I didn't have a violent reaction to it. I don't hate it. I just am disappointed by the company, the creators, and wasted my time. Was bored with it. That's the worst thing you can ever say about a game is not that you violently hate it and passionately hate it. The worst thing you can say is I was just bored throughout the whole thing. And that's the case. I was just bored throughout the whole thing. There's this is white bread and toast, plain vanilla game. Not worth your time. Anywho, I won't repeat myself anymore. That's it for this series and for this episode. As always, I ask you to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me with YouTube, and it's super supportive when you do that. I also want to mention, I just thought of it, even if this game, like Bastion, had some slightly different things the second time you played through it, there's nothing in this game that makes me want to play it a second time. Not a single thing. So I am willing to miss any new content that the game might have if through the second player. In Bastion, it was barely 5 to maybe 20 sentences by the narrator, and that was it. Uh, if you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. Also, on my main YouTube page, which is where you get when you click on my name, there is a playlist tab, and you can click on that Bastion playlist and see that game and compare it yourself. Let me know down in the comments if you think I'm being fair or overly critical. I'm fine with that. Let me know your opinions of this game if you saw something that I just missed. Also on the playlist, I have every other game I've covered, so there's a lot of playlists and there are a lot of videos, so go check out some of those. I release new videos every Monday through Friday, so there will be a new series starting up pretty soon in the same time slot. But if you want to know the exact second a new video is released, you've got to follow and friend me on all those social media sites like Twitter and Facebook and Google Plus, and friend me on Steam and Battle.net while you're at it, because all that helps me with those services. And there is a bunch of links down below to click on to find my accounts and follow and friend me on those things. And I guess that's it. I'm gonna put Bastion to bed, and then in less than 5 seconds I will be uninstalling it and deleting it from my hard drive. It's that bad. So, once again, thank you for sitting through this. Thank you for going through the journey, and have a good evening. Goodbye.